Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is going to be my 4th annual top 3 in every category. These are typically yapathons, so I'm going to keep the intro short, but before I get into it, please consider doing all the YouTube things, subscribing, liking this video. It's much appreciated over here. And now let's get into it. So for primers, I'm starting this video a little bit on the wrong foot because I don't have 3 favorites. I actually just have one, and it's the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I didn't want to add 2 others just for the sakes of the theme of the video. This is truly my favorite primer. It makes the most difference in the longevity of my makeup. It's amazing for oilier skin types if you experience like your makeup breaking up or fading throughout the day in the oilier areas. It just really keeps everything in place, and I was reassured of that at the wedding I just attended. This stuff kept my makeup on all night. Even after dancing the night away until like 3 a.m. in the sweatiest little club, my makeup stayed put. The only thing that faded off was my lips, and that's it. Everything else stayed intact. It was incredible. Of course, my makeup stayed very well because of the setting sprays and stuff I'll be talking about later on too, but this definitely set the foundation of that whole look, and it's just the best primer. Moving on, I included a top 3 bronzing drop category because I feel like that's been one of my favorite categories this last season. My favorite has been the Well People one. I like this one because it's pretty pigmented. It does have a nice pearl, but it's not glittery and it doesn't settle into my pores or anything. It has a really nice serumy texture, so it's really easy to blend out. It doesn't get patchy easy, and it's overall very consistent. You can see it's quite pigmented, but if you just use one drop across the face, it adds a really nice bronzy glow that's really flattering and natural looking. So this has been my favorite for that more dewier look. Another one, if I just want the bronze without the dewy appearance, has been the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. At first I didn't really get it. I thought it was just like a liquid version of the sculpting one, the one that, why can't I think of the name? The Skin Enhancer, pardon me. But I actually like using this one as a bronzing drop situation. You can either apply it like structurally, like as a normal bronzer, or you can just pump it out at the top to apply it all over the face. It's really nice. It adds like a softer appearance, and I like this color. I use the shade Light Medium. It kind of has more of a neutral tone in comparison to the Well People one. It's just a really nice formula, and products lay on top of both of these things amazingly. And the last one is really unique. It's the Clinique Sun Kissed Face Gelée. This one's interesting because it's actually a staining product. So you could use this as kind of like a immediate self-tan situation. I like applying this into my moisturizer if I just want like a subtle sun-kissed glow, or I also like mixing this into my foundation to create like a really nice bronzing shade that stays in place all day. It's a really cool product. I don't want to swatch it because I know I'm going to be swatching a lot of products on my hands. Maybe I can swatch it in a odd place so you can see the staining abilities, sure. Because I think it's important to see the texture. You can see it almost looks like the Sachu lip stains a little bit. I wouldn't say this is one that you could apply completely alone. It's a little weird for that. I'll wipe it off now, but you can see it adds like a nice little stain. So it just locks your bronze in place all day. That was a fun category because each one has like a unique placement in my life. Whereas this next category, the glow boosters, are pretty similar to one another in effect, but they just have slight differences. First favorite glow booster is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I use the shade 3. This one's interesting because it is a little bit more opaque. It has a higher coverage level than a lot of glow boosters, so you can wear this one as a skin tint if you'd like, if you like that kind of glowier, dewier finish. I like using all 3 of these as like highlights, of course, under foundation glows mixed into my foundations just to make them a little bit more glowy, or I like mixing them with liquid blushes or bronzers just to create something a little bit more soft and glowy as well. So these are always fun. They're fun to experiment with. I was a huge making potions kid, so mixing products like that just really excites me, and it feels like it brings out my inner child a little bit. The e.l.f. one is a good one for those of us who have oilier skin types because it does dry down. It doesn't remain feeling dewy or tacky at all, so that's a plus on that one. My second favorite one, and a recent favorite of mine has been the Forever Glow Star filter from Dior. This one has a super lovely serumy, dewy, slippy kind of texture, but it also does set down a little bit. You can see the differences in the textures here. The e.l.f. one, I'll bring it up closer. The e.l.f. one has a little bit more of a thicker pearl, so it looks a little bit more glitzy, whereas this one looks a lot more satin-esque, like it's very smooth and silky, just a really nice sheen kind of vibe. And my last favorite is the Auric Glow Lust. This is the most gel-like. It has similar qualities to the Dior, but it just feels a little bit more balmy in consistency. So you can see they do have differences in textures and shine. I say like the Auric one is kind of like a mix of these two. Like you can see that there's a shimmery pearl, but it still has that like glossy, balmy dew that the Dior one has. There are some slight differences. I feel like they all achieve the same kind of vibe. It just depends what kind of pearl or shine or glow you like. It's time for favorite foundations. The one I always talk about and go back to is the Makeup Forever HD Skin. I just love how reliable this one is. I always know it's going to work out on my skin, and I love how easily adjustable it is. This one's natural finish, like unset, is stunning. It has like a natural skin-like finish, but it's really easy to make super dewy or super matte, and it like holds up in both of those conditions. Sometimes if you like make a dewier foundation super matte, the dew kind of reactivates really quickly. Or if you try to make a matte foundation super dewy, sometimes it gets separated and weird, but this one just can do it all, okay? And that's why it's such a staple of mine. One of my favorite daily foundations for kind of like a soft, natural, blurry look is the Clinique Even Better Makeup SPF 15. And I would say this is kind of like a timeless foundation. I feel like it always looks good. It has like a softly diffusing quality, but it still doesn't cut like all of the shine out of your skin. It's still dimensional, very pretty and flattering. And my last favorite foundation is the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. This is a very unique product to my personal taste, I guess, because it's ultra matte. I just adore my skin finish whenever I wear this. I just look really poreless and diffused and soft, but it doesn't completely look flattening, and powder products layer so wonderfully over this. It just creates a really incredible finish, and I just am all about it. So for my skin tint section, I actually just have one favorite skin tint, and it's the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body. I really like how I can get like a very sheer kind of like Glossier skin tint vibe if I just apply it quickly with a brush, or I can kind of emulsify the product by working it in with my fingertips, and it kind of thickens up and it just like unlocks new coverage. It's kind of crazy. I hope I can demonstrate this better, but I have plenty of videos using this on my channel. You can see it in action. But yeah, the more you rub it, you just get to a point where you can feel it kind of kick in. But if you apply a thin layer quickly with a brush, it just adds this kind of dewier, like classic skin tint look. But when you blend it in, it actually turns into kind of like a light coverage foundation. It's cool. Now for concealers, I often use these as foundations too. I think my top favorite concealer, it's the NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer. This one's amazing underneath of the eyes or as a foundation. It gives like such potent coverage, but it has like this really nice serumy texture that melts into your skin, and it just looks amazing. And it's super long wearing, like it does not go anywhere. Another one that I go in with all the time, it kind of has like a light to medium coverage effect. It's the Makeup Forever HD Skin, and you can see she's really well loved. I think this is my most reached for daily concealer for how brightening it is. It's softly diffusing. I'm wearing it today. It's also ultra cozy, like it doesn't feel like too much or too thick under the eye, and it sets well with powder and it doesn't budge. It just wears well. Again, very reliable. And my most used concealer as of late has been the Shiseido Self Refreshing. This stuff is awesome. I feel like it's very similar to the Tower 28 Serum Concealer, which I am feeling a little bit sad for leaving out today, but I've just been using this so much. This is another one I like spot correcting with because it has like a nice, like soft, cloudy texture to it. It doesn't feel silicone-y or anything. It just has that softly diffusing finish to it when it dries down, and it has a lot of coverage. It just masks my under eyes so well. The applicator is also really fun. I like how it has like this little ball tip to it, so you can pinpoint where you want it, and given its name, it truly does like kind of self-refresh itself throughout the day. Like it always looks good. It never starts looking lived in, I guess. Like once it gets to the lived in state, like it looks gorgeous. Now we must talk about my favorite powders. My favorite loose powder for all of the categories, under eyes, all over the face, has got to be the Huda Beauty Easy Bake. My most used shade is Pound Cake. I also love Cherry Blossom and Peach Pie and Cupcake, just depending on what kind of finish I'm looking for. Those ones are either peachy or pinky to brighten and stuff, but this is like my actual kind of like skin tone in a powder. I like how blurring this is. My favorite powder to set my under eyes is the Givenchy one. It's so nice and blurring and diffusing. It just sets your concealer in place all day. I like using this one under my eyes because it's a little bit more of a brightening one, and I just love the effect under the eye, especially if I go in with a concealer that's not very brightening or anything. Like it's a similar tone to my all over face tone. This will kind of bring the brightness into the situation. I know they've recently changed the formula. I'll talk about that another time. And my favorite pressed setting powder is the Kosas one. This one adds such a gorgeous finish to your skin. So diffusing and airy looking, like your skin looks truly airbrushed in person. This plus the Urban Decay Face Bond is like unmatched. Those two products like create an unreal skin finish. Moving into bronzer slash contour, my favorite is the Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio. I like to use the shade Light, and I kind of mix the two shades in here just to create a really nice neutral tone, just to sculpt the face, but it just creates something really nice and airy, soft and blurred. It's stunning. And this brightening shade is really nice. I often use that to set my eye primer and brighten up some of the areas of my face. It's a good one. This is still at the top of my favorite bronzers. Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Can't be beat. And my last favorite bronzer is the RMS Redimension Hydra Bronzer. This is so unique, very cool product, and kind of a more recent love of mine. In the pan, it looks incredibly metallic, like look at that. But when you actually apply it to your face, it has like a really nice kind of just hydrated look without feeling hydrated or balmy or dewy in the slightest. Like it just mimics the look of a cream without being a cream. Really cool. It does not give metallic vibes at all. For highlighters, this was actually a really easy category. I think my top favorite highlight is still the Essence Pure Nude highlight. I use the shade 10. It's just like a nice, natural, very soft, everyday kind of highlight. You can add it to anything and it always looks fantastic. So this one's still a big favorite, but the two others may be surprising, I don't know. But I love this as a highlight. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. It says that it's a hydrating foundation stick, but it's basically the Hollywood Flawless Filter in a thicker, kind of more highlight texture. Like I would just consider this a highlight, and I do, and it's lovely. It's very seamless. It blends into your skin and melts in so beautifully. It adds a really nice natural looking dew. I'll swatch it next to the Essence one. Hold up. It's a cool one because it has a gorgeous fine pearl, but also like this dewy finish that's not sticky whatsoever. So it just has all of the things that I love. And here's the Essence one. So you can see it kind of has like a more airy, soft feel to it. And then my last favorite is the Half Magic Beauty Beam Trap. This has been all I've been wearing lately. It's so nice. It filled a gap in my collection after MAC discontinued their color bases and Kosas discontinued their blush and highlighting duos. This combines those two formulas for me, and it just super excites me. I don't know. I can't get enough of it. But many of you may know I don't like a typical balmy highlight. This doesn't really have that. It has like a really nice silky balmy feel texture in the pan, but once it's on your skin, it doesn't like stick to your hair or anything. It just has that gorgeous, like sheer, dewy vibe, and it's lovely. And I'll swatch the bronzy side. You can see as well if you don't have. It's gorgeous. It's blush time. Usually I bend on my own rules for my own video and I add more than 3 formulas for blush, but I actually just have 3. First one being the Makeup Forever Artist Blushes. I'm wearing the shade Anywhere Peach today, mixed in with another one that I'll be talking about in a second here for kind of like a sangria cheek look. But anyways, this formula is so lovely. I know this doesn't look that all exciting and there's like not a lot of pizzazz or hype around these, but they're just a stunning, just solid, good blush formula. They have such a soft, silky texture with a little bit of like a hydrated layer in there. When you blend them out, they give like a really nice blurred aura look to your cheek, and it's lovely. So if you really like that diffused, soft look to your cheeks, look no further. Try these out next time you're in store. They have a bunch of fun colors, but my favorite shade is, of course, Wherever Rose. I'm really big into baked blushes, and the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Rosy Rosewood 06 is just everything. This is the other blush I have topped on that peachy one for like a soft glow. It's so flattering. There are a lot of baked blushes on the market, but some of them lean more on the metallic side, whereas this one comes with like a within kind of glow. It's like the soft powdery blush is up front and the glow is coming from within, if that makes sense, but it just has like a gorgeous cheek look. It's another one that I have to like fight myself from not reaching for every day. Like I need to switch things up and test other things out, but it's hard. It's a hard battle. I often just grab it and layer a little layer of it on top of whatever else I'm wearing, kind of like what I did today. And my last favorites are these ones from Huda Beauty. These are the blush filters. My favorite shades are Strawberry Cream and Cotton Candy. I like wearing either shade alone or mixed. These are fun and different. They're not ultra pigmented like all of the liquid blushes that have been coming out recently for some reason. Like they're not hard to maneuver and work with. They're pretty user friendly. They have such like a softening quality to them, which I find to be interesting for a liquid blush, but they still have a little nice radiance to them. It's just really nice if you want kind of like an all matte, soft, blurring, diffused look. I feel like I'm saying those words so much today, but that's just what I love most in makeup products, and these are just it for liquids. To kind of cap off the base section of today's video, we got to talk about my favorite setting sprays. My number one is the Charlotte Tilbury. I love this one because it kind of just does it all. It of course sets and locks my makeup in place all day. It also helps to kind of bring all of those layers of creams and powders together to make it look like one. And it also adds a little bit of a soft glow to your skin that's not too much or anything. But if I want to keep things matte, my favorite is the Milk Makeup Pore Clips. This one's really cool because it helps to keep everything look super matte and flawless, but it does help to bring all of those layers together too, because it is like a wet setting spray. And my last favorite is the One Size Until Dawn. I would say this is like a little top coat for your face. Like this will just kind of lock everything in place. It doesn't feel like it's doing much when you apply it. Like it just feels a little overwhelming up the nostrils, but otherwise it truly keeps your makeup on till dawn. So let's quickly go over brows. I typically like to use a brow pencil, a tinted brow gel, or a clear brow gel, just depending on where my brow tint is at that time. But I'm back on my Kosas brows. I try new brow stuff all the time and I'm always like, ugh, I feel like they're all kind of similar these days, but I always go back to these ones just because they actually last so long. So many brow products are like too waxy or creamy, so they kind of get eaten up by your brows very quickly, and I don't want to spend money every couple of months to get a new brow pencil. These ones last me so long. This is the Brow Pop, and just everything about this is perfect for what I look for in a brow product. It has like a soft little tiny triangle shape. This small triangle shape is just elite because you can achieve different stroke type. You can flip it on its side to get maximum coverage. You can tilt it on its side to get a more precise edge, or you can just use the point of it to create little brow hairs. The product itself is kind of on the harder side, but it does deposit a good amount of color, and it has kind of a stiffer, waxier consistency, so it stays in your brows all day, especially if you have like oilier skin underneath your brows, which is one of my biggest problems. Like on my arch here, sometimes my brow products get eaten up throughout the day, and this one kind of resists that. I also really like the brow gel. It's just nice and soft. It doesn't offer like the most sculpting abilities, which is okay to me because it just kind of coats my brow hairs and makes them look nice and healthy and thick. And it also has like a nice little sheen, so it mimics the natural shine of hair, so it doesn't look strange to the eye. And my favorite brow gel for sculpting is the Kulfi Beauty one. This one's awesome. It's my favorite laminating brow gel out there. Although I did want to quickly mention that the e.l.f. one here is really impressing me too. The e.l.f. Laminating Brow Gel. They're pretty similar. This one just has like a white, waxier consistency. So those are my brows. Now let's get into the eyes. So I'll start with my favorite eyeshadow palettes. My favorite eyeshadow palette ever is the Makeup by Mario, the Neutrals. It just has all of the things I need every day. It's a little bit flat and boring, but sometimes those are just the best palettes because it just has everything you need to build like a really nice neutral eye look. And I love neutral shades because I can wear either warm or cool lips and cheeks. It just does it all. And my second fave is the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 palette. I like this one because it offers cool and warm tones in one palette, plus these really nice cream shadows that can help to create really nice and opaque and dimensional looks. The formula is fantastic as well. I love the all matte palettes. I don't go in with that many shimmers on a day-to-day basis, and if I do, I'll get it from like a topper situation. And my last favorite eyeshadow palette, this one's super new to me, but it's made such an impact on my collection, I guess. It's the Sydney Grace Southern Spring palette. So in here, we've got like these really nice caramelly shades, these cute berries, and these gorgeous grungy greens that I just love and adore. And it's hard to find these kind of grungier greens, and these are fantastic, and I love how it's in the Sydney Grace formula. Their formula is just unmatched. Now I have like a cream single category that I added into today's video as if I needed to make this video any longer, but I did. Before I get super repetitive in this category, I like to use all three of these formulas on their own as eyeshadow bases to enhance other things, or as eyeliners. So that's what I like to do with these. So first being the About Face Fluid Eye Paints. I get so creative with these. I love them to bits. I often forget that they have really lovely neutrals. I'm wearing this brown one in the shade Weightless as like my soft little outer corner thing. I always forget they have these lovely neutrals, but the colorful ones just really unlock something within me, and just every time I'm doing something a little bit more out of the box and colorful, these are the first products I grab. So if you like to experiment with color and stuff, look no further, because the pigmentation, the quality, and the ease of use of these is unmatched. I also really like the No Budge cream eyeshadows from e.l.f. They offer really nice everyday shades to really fun pops of color, and these have great pigmentation too. They have good glideability, they just stay in place, they truly are no budge. They're just awesome for building really intricate looks. And my last favorites are the Merit Solo Shadows. These are my top 3 shades. Viper, which is like a nice kind of more forest green. It's fun to do like an all over green smokier eyeshadow look. Nelson is a fantastic like kind of taupey slate gray. It's a very flattering gray tone. It's such a good shade to build on top of, or just to wear on its own. And then I of course love a boring brown, and this one is brun, which is just brown and French. So there's brun. It's a good brun. So now let's cover toppers. I think the topper of all toppers is me. Just kidding. I don't know why I said that. Are the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows. Of course, we all know about Space Cowboy, but there are some really fun other shades too, like this one in Solstice. I really hope they bring the shade Dog Days back. I used to have that back in the day when it was a different packaging, but it's like a really nice green one. Solstice is cool because it has like a really nice berry undertone, but the reflect is a really nice kind of teal green. Really fun one to top onto things. We've got the Icon Space Cowboy. So this is a really nice soft brown with like a really gorgeous silvery reflect that's just outerworldly. And then I really like the white one, which is the shade Cosmic. It's just snowy, really pretty. It just has like a soft kind of silvery base, and then a very, very white reflect. It's really eye-catching in all types of lighting. In direct sunlight, it's like show-stopping. In low light situations, like on a date or something, it's really lovely and romantic. And in shadow, it's really fun too. I don't know, it's just flawless all around. I'm still so big on the M Cosmetic Cosmic Pearl Dewy eyeshadows. So these are interesting. They have like a very thick, putty cream texture, which is so fun to use because you can either use them super opaquely if you can get like a super like smooth finish, or you can continue to blend them out and you get that kind of sparse, dewy finish where it just looks wet. And then lastly, this kind of ties in both of the formulas I was just talking about. It's the Bodyography glitter pigments. So these are so awesome. Oh, I'm gonna have trouble swatching these because of my long ass nails. Okay, I did it. I just scooped a little bit of the product. I'm swatching the shade Mood, which is a really lovely darker brown with all types of colored glitter. So what's really interesting in here is like the base pigment is so nice and pigmented, and then the glitter is kind of like the moon dust eyeshadows, like a really nice sparse, super pretty reflective glitter. But these are so awesome because when you blend them out as like an all over eyeshadow, it does not have any fallout. Like it just stays on your face all day. There's like no chance of it falling onto your cheeks throughout the wear of these. It's incredible. So now for mascara, I've been ruined by the Clio Kill Lash collection. My ultimate favorite and daily favorite is the Sleek Volume one. This one adds a ton more volume than the other two. This one also keeps the curl in my lashes so well. It's like waterproof, cry proof, ocean proof, like all of it proof. And I also love this one's wand because it's nice and thin and tapered, but it has a little bit of a curve, so it's really easy to like cover all of your lashes. My second favorite is the volume curling one, which has a similar wand. It just does not have the curve to it, but it's still that super skinny tapered wand. This one's a very close second. The volume curling one offers a little less volume through the lashes, but it holds the curl a lot more than this one, although they're pretty similar. This one just kind of is anti-gravity. It's really awesome. And my last one is the Extreme Volume one, which has this type of wand, which isn't my favorite if I'm going to be completely honest, but this one's easier to remove because it's actually a tubing mascara. So you just have to get it a little bit wet, and then it's very satisfying and fun to remove it at the end of the day. The one downside to this is like I don't find it as anti-gravity as the other two. My lashes fall a little bit with this, but it's nothing compared to most other mascaras, so it's still above average for me. Oh my gosh, you guys, I forgot about my eyeliner section. So my favorite classic kind of eyeliner that's awesome for the waterline, for sculpting eyeliners, or whatever you need an eyeliner for, are the Milk Makeup Infinities. These last really well in my waterline, really easy to smudge and control too, and it doesn't have like a super quick drying time. You have the time to work it out, but it does eventually set, and it sets in place all day. I also love constructing makeup looks using my Makeup Forever artist pencils. These are a lot more soft and diffusible in comparison to most other eyeliners, especially if you're someone who loves to create something nice and smoky and airy. Really nice. They give like a very powdery look. And then lastly are the Nabla Cupid's Arrows. These are so fun. They constantly bring out new colors. I like collect them. I love them. They're like my little babies. These are awesome because they're also multi-purpose, so you can use them as lip liners or cheek colors if you want to use these as cheek colors, but these are so awesome to work with on the eyes. They are super smudgy and glidey. They offer really great pigmentation. Obviously, the array of shades that they come in just makes it so much more exciting and thrilling to me. They just last so well. My favorite shade is Khaki for like this really nice green. There's so many fun ones. They sent me some newer shades recently too. This is Sage, never used it before. Ooh, see, like this is a shade I would want to use as a lip liner. That's the shade Cappuccino. Might have to put that to the side here for a quick second. Ooh, I haven't used this Bubblegum Pink. That is so pink and bright. Okay, I'm getting into the color zone, having fun with color. I don't have time for this. Like, look at those pastels. Like, they're so nice and vibrant. They're just super easy to work with. And those colors, my goodness. That pink is crazy. I need to figure out a look with that. Are we ready for lips? Last push, you guys. Are we ready for the last push? It's a big category because I decided to pick 3 favorites from many different categories, being lip liners, classic lipsticks, tinted lip balms, lip stains, lip oils, lip glosses, and gloss sticks. Okay, just so I could cover everything and kind of have the excuse to include all of my favorite lip products because it's definitely one of my top favorite categories. Okay, lip liners. My number one favorite lip liners ever right now are the Freck Makeout Club lip liners. Love them. My favorite shades are 3 and 4. So these are awesome. They're like a soft, glidey texture, but then they set down and they don't budge and they have great longevity. 3 is like a really nice kind of caramelly, camel, like brownie nude shade that's close to my skin tone, and 4 is like this really pretty rusty color that I love. I can't get enough of those. I fell in love with these very quickly. These are the Fenty Beauty traced out lip liners. This formula is kind of similar to the Freck texture. They are a little bit on the soft side, which is kind of unexpected for how long wearing they are, but they can get smooshed easy. So you want to be a little bit more gentle with them. That might turn a few people off, but I really like how glidey it is. I feel like you can really get your lip liner on fast and quick. My favorite shade is this one, Peanut Butter. I also really like Rubber Bands. It's a little bit of a darker version. The range of shades is just super up my alley. The texture is awesome. They're really glidey, very gel-like, but then it sets down and locks in. They're almost more long wearing than the Freck ones, which is crazy. And my last favorite lip liner might shock a few of you, but I love the Jones Road ones. You're probably like, where the frick are the Makeup Forever ones? I'm kind of phasing out of those at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with me, if it's something to do with like the water I'm drinking or what, but yeah, I'm trying to branch out and I just love the colors in the Jones Road pencils. Love the shade Mauve. That's probably my most worn one. It's kind of like a soft pinky shade with a little bit of a contour hue in there. I also love Rosewood. Where is she? Rosewood, right here. Oh, it's such a nice color to wear in the fall. It just has that gorgeous hue to it, and they have good browns, like a really awesome range of tones. These are a little bit more on the gel side, but it also has like vibes of the Makeup Forevers. I still love the Makeup Forever for the eyes, but these have truly made a huge impact on my lips lately. You can just see the power of the Freck and the Fenty. They just don't give up. I have rediscovered this. This is an older favorite of mine. This is the Florasis Porcelain Lipstick. My favorite shade is M303. It's the shade I'm wearing underneath of the gloss I'm wearing today. This has a really nice, soft, once again, blurred look. And this is so stunning. This has been living in my purse. It's been my everyday shade. The cap and the packaging is porcelain, and it's just so high quality. I just love the MAC Powder Kiss lipsticks in the bullet form. They have a few other formulas, but I just love the bullets the most. This is Teddy 2.0. It's just like an everyday nude close to my skin tone. I think it's just very flattering, very softening. Once again, I like these kind of more airy lipsticks. I think they're just really nice, especially because I have a lot of lip lines in my lips. These just kind of help diffuse that. And I like that look because a lot of classic lipsticks tend to enhance the look of my little natural lip lines, and these just help to blur it out, and I prefer. And lastly is the Freck Makeout Club Soft Blur Lipstick. My favorite shade is Baddie. It just really represents me. Tonally, name-wise, all of it wise. Really nice. This is like my go-to for the fall and winter. I love pairing this with like the House Labs Gloss and Fig, or like Clinique Black Honey. Like I love layering those on top of this. Oh, what a dream combo it makes. Now let's get into like the tinted lip balms. I think the Summer Fridays ones are immaculate. My favorite one is the red one. I love like a little red lip and cheek moment. I rocked that so much this summer. It's so pretty. It's such a nice soft tint. But the Summer Fridays ones, like they actually like tint your lips. Like there's a lot of lip balms that like look like they're gonna add something and don't, and it's nice and soft and wearable for every day. The Naturium ones are also incredible for something so nice and deeply hydrating and nourishing while still offering like a fantastic tint. My favorite is Jam. Oh, it's so good. And these are so affordable too for how good the quality is. Like these are insane. And then lastly, I am for sure a road girly. I've had one of these in my purse every day since getting this collection. My favorites actually are all of them. There's not one that I favor more, it just depends on what blush I'm wearing. These are all of my moods, like everyday nude, pink, peachy, or red. They got it all, and it's such a nice, super mirror-like kind of glossy effect, but it still hydrates your lips so nicely. Really good pigment there too. These are year-round grabs for me. Let's do glosses. So I love the Haus Labs glosses. I think this is my #1 favorite gloss out there right now. My favorite shade is Fig. It's so nice and consistent and dark, but pigmented, and the pigment doesn't fall into your lip lines. This has just been everything to me for a long time now. They just killed it with this gloss formula. And what I really like about it, it has like a really nice cushy applicator, but it's not massive, so it doesn't like take up too much space in here. These are the Untamed Glow Glossy Lip Glazes. I forgot that they had that name, but these are awesome. They have such a silky, slippy texture. Once it's on your lips, I can't stop rubbing my lips together. I probably look insane when I wear these, but it has such a nice mouthfeel. I just can't get enough of it. And the tones that they come in are pretty interesting. They have like really nice smoky cooler tones, or these like super pretty glittery shades, like this silver one called Free Fall. I thought it said feral, which I am feral for this. I'm getting too excited to talk about lip products. I need to calm the frig down, but it's so nice. I filmed so many videos when this was like newer into my collection, but still obsessed to this day. It's like the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadows in a lip gloss with like the most addictive mouthfeel ever. Oh, they're so cool. These ones are kind of secret favorites of mine, but it won't be a secret for much longer. It was a secret to myself, and then I realized I was wearing them and reaching for them every single day. These are the Givenchy Rose Perfecto Liquid Balms. So these are a little bit like the Rare Beauty Liquid Lip Balms if you've felt that texture before. It has that kind of like more classic balmy tackier texture instead of like a super slippery lip gloss, but they're really nice. These are the shades I've got. I'm wearing this one today. This is the shade 220, but they offer a really nice glow, and because of that like balmier tack, they don't like slip and slide all over. They just stay suspended on your lips really well while offering that really nice healthy glossy glow. Now getting into lip oils, can never get over the original. The original Dior lip glow oil is just still unmatched. I wear these so much. This one or the shade Mahogany are the ones I wear the most. There are so many like dupes of this formula out there now right after this, but there's just something so special about these still. Like I've been wearing them for years, and I don't see that stopping. But the one that's most similar, and the ones that I really love and I gravitate towards all the time too, are the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oils. Favorite shades, Rose Envy and Jam Session. They're a little less tacky than the Dior ones, which I don't mind the tack of the Dior because it really stays put on your lips. A lot of lip oils these days, like they'll just disappear in a few minutes, but these have that grip that stays, which is what you want. And that really nice glossy effect. Here, I'll quickly swatch this one. This is the shade Rosewood. So you can see the differences, like the Dior is a lot more sheer, whereas the e.l.f. ones offer a little bit more of a punch. And then the last lip oil, which I am biting my own tongue for this, but I rated this way too harshly in my last roundup. I think I was getting glossed out in a weird headspace the last few months living at my old place, so it affected the ranking of the Clinique Black Honey lip oil. I was so harsh on it for zero reason. It's another one of those cases where I just can't stop reaching for the product. It's a gorgeous product in one of my favorite colors ever. I was so silly to rate it harshly, and so many of you in the comments were like, what are you talking about, girl? And honestly, yeah, I accept fault in my rating of it. I take it back, I take it back. She's lovely, and I love creating lip combos with it. It's just such a good lip oil in one of my all-time favorite colors ever, Black Honey. What the heck? So that was super silly of me. I apologize, but I take it back. Let's talk about gloss sticks now. These are a very popular texture these days. I think my most reached for and worn are the Kosas Wet Sticks, just because of their everyday appropriate shades and just like the subtle nice glow, the texture and just all of it is really nice. My most used shade is Heat Wave. The Romand Lasting Melting Balms are really nice. They feel super luxe and high quality, but they have a really affordable price. The shades are immaculate too, and they continue to bring out new colors and collections all the time, but these have a very like high gloss lacquered finish to them. Oh, there's, yeah, you can see it almost looks like a glass. That one I just swatched was 12 Veiled Rose. This next one is 02 Lovely Pink. I think this was part of their original collection. Just a really nice, vibrant pinky shade. Sorry, I'm getting into the Delulu zone. And then this one I whip out during the autumn months. It's Mauve Whip. That one. It's like a really nice berry color. And my third favorite in this type of formula are the Fenty Beauty ones. I've had 2 shades in my purse at all times. They're just immediate favorites, kind of like the lip liners. I knew that we were going to go the distance when I tried this formula out for the first time. I was beyond excited, like we just got along right away. Best friends. These are my 4 favorites from Fenty. So we've got Hot Chocolate, Riri, Is It Fussy, and Fenty Glow. Those have been my most worn colors. I've been Fenty'd out for a while now. I haven't been really interested or loving any of their releases the last couple years, but these brought me back. Okay guys, last section is lip stains. The Sachu lip stains have revolutionized my makeup routine. I love using these as all over lip tints or as lip liners too. So I guess I could have stuck these into the lip liner section, but I use these in a variety of ways. These are really fun. I just love when it's time to peel it off. I find it very satisfying and thrilling for me. And the shades are just delightful. My 3 favorites are 01 Nude for like a very soft daily shade. If I'm doing a no makeup look, that's the one I use. Hazel is my everyday kind of lip contour color. I'm wearing it underneath of my lip combo today for like that cool toned definition. And Mauve 02. And the longevity is Whack. They stay put all day, which is so fun. That's why I love layering these underneath of lip combo. So if my lip combo fades away, I still have something to keep the look cohesive. The Etude Dear Darling Water Tint in Cherry Aid is elite for me. I'll swatch a little bit. It's kind of unique. It just is wet. It just feels like water, but you just blend it out quickly and then it just stains your lips so beautifully throughout the day. I love it. It's my favorite red stain. And then of course the Romand Lasting Water Tints. I talk about these so much, so much, but these are really unique and they come in gorgeous shades. Here, I just swatched my favorites. We've got Mauve Moon, Fig Rise, and Rose Stream. So these kind of just offer a really glowy watercolor effect to your lips. They're not too pigmented in the top layer or the stain itself. I find them to be really romantic looking, and just the texture itself is really cool. Like the top glossy glaze is very sheer. Like once these have set on your lips for a while, if you kiss your hand or anything, it'll just leave the top clear gloss. All the color gets deposited into your lips and it just looks like a 2-in-1 situation. It's cool. The Yapathon has concluded. I really hope you enjoyed this year's top 3 in every category video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll have everything listed and linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!